Hey guys, Sam here, and welcome to another episode of our Leeds United Career Mode series. Guys, thank you so much for the support that you're showing on this series. If we could go ahead and hit 100 likes on today's video, that would be absolutely fantastic. If you're going to enjoy today's video, definitely do consider leaving a like. In terms of the poll results for the last game away at Millwall, no surprise that Calvin Phillips got 77% of the votes after his game-winning goal. Not even close, but Pontus Jansson is coming second in these polls, so he does seem to be a bit of a fan favourite. He also got the additional 1 point because, in my point of view, he's really what is keeping this defense together. He is the glue that holds this defense together. So going into today's episode, after your votes, Calvin Phillips is the standalone leader for the Billy Bremner Award. Pontus Jansson and O'Kane are both in second place with 7 points, and then Sais sits in third with just the 6 points that he had from the first, I think, couple of games. So he hasn't scored any points since he got, I believe, 2 3-point performances, 2 man-of-the-match performances. He hasn't gotten any points since, and now a couple of other players are starting to hit their stride. But before we do get into today's featured game, guys, of course, we'll go through our highlights. I've had a couple comments about this. The highlights are only for the championship. Once we get in the Premier League, there will be no more highlights. It'll just be feature games. It'll be live games every single game. So it's just for the championship to get through it as quick as possible and get into the top flight of English football. So without further ado, let's have a look at what happened. Today's highlights are sponsored by Leeds Lead, only the finest lead for the finest pencils. As we host Ipswich Town here for the first game of the highlights, Connor Chaplin starts up top. Other than that, the team looks pretty standard. You got Roof in there, O'Kane, but they've been really making a name for themselves and trying to get into that first team. Chaplin using his strength, and Kmart Roof, how has he missed that header? I have no idea. A bit of a rebound there, and I thought that he just needed to make contact for it to go in. But he was very, very active in this first game and in the opening 20 minutes. A fantastically taken goal here from outside the box. He does have a very good long shot on him. I feel like most of our midfielders are pretty good from range, but I feel like Kmart Roof is one of the better ones. That's a great finish. I thought maybe it came off our other player there, and that's why the keeper was faked out. But I think the ball just moved in the air so much that we were able to beat the goalkeeper. Moving into the second half, it wasn't the most exciting of games, but we did have the 1-0 lead, and that's what I was really trying to keep. And Roof, again, with a good bit of dribbling, goes for another long-ranged effort, and this time rattles the crossbar. But moving along, Alioski, the other person that I think is pretty good at long-range efforts, just guides the finesse shot across goal, and a fantastically taken goal from our right midfielder. He's got a hell of a left foot, and he's just showing the versatility that he has with it. Not just power, but also the ability to just place a ball. I can't get over this finish. I'm not sure why I like it so much, but it is such a well-taken goal. And the keeper had absolutely no chance to double up our lead at home. And that's how it ended. An absolute domination of Ipswich Town, who only ended up with 38% possession. In terms of the Billy Bremner Award points, O'Kane picked up 3, Alioski with 2, and Ayling got 1. Ayling has been one of the more consistent players, seems to be usually there or thereabouts in terms of the points for the Billy Bremner Award. As we go into this game away from Cardiff, we do switch up the lineup a little bit. Lasoga comes in, Sais comes in, Vernon Anita, Borthwick Jackson, Jorge comes in as well, so a few different people coming in, and the rotation in this team I'm enjoying thoroughly at the moment. We've got a very, very deep squad, I believe, in terms of talent, and Woodburn there through to Sais. The cross was fantastic. Unfortunately, unable to take it. Anita now pushes it up to Sacco. I thought both flanks were very strong here today, and Sacco with a fantastic bit of dribbling, just able to roll that past and tuck it in the bottom corner. Even though he had 3 players around him, he kept his composure, kept his cool, always backed himself, and finished it from a tight angle. That is a beautiful finish. Don't underestimate how difficult that actually is. With literally 3 players around him, he was still able to do it, and he had very, very little time to actually get the shot off in the end. But he took his chance well and was showing why he is such a fantastic player for us, Sacco. Maybe trying to not have that super sub tag on him anymore. Maybe trying to get himself into the first team. He does a very good job, and he is one of our better players there. Anita with a long range effort ends up not going in, and that rounds up the rest of the game. Cardiff definitely were in the game, but I just felt like their chances weren't the best. Sacco picked up 3 points courtesy of his goal. Anita picked up 2. He was really, really good. That right edge, I thought, was really good, and then Ben Woodburn was able to pick up the 1 point. As we head into the last game of our highlights, another away game away at Sheffield Wednesday, a team that has seemed to be on the cusp of promotion over the past couple of seasons, but in the career mode they're not doing too well. They're like mid-table, somewhat down the table, so I wasn't really sure what to expect, but I do know they have a very, very good team, so I wasn't sure what to expect, and they come out firing early on with a fantastic effort there, and you'd see Wiedwald here just outraged at his defense, just having a real go at them, and you can't blame him. Should have been better with the marking there. No one coming through, and with no Pontus Jansson, the defense definitely looked a little bit weaker straight from the get-go. Is that a direct relation? Jansson not playing this game. I think the first game this season he hasn't played. I went with a Jorge and Cooper combination, and we conceded in the first 6 minutes. Does that have something to do with it? I don't know. Maybe Pontus Jansson really is that good, but we were trying to test from range. Unfortunately, the range shots really weren't working. Westwood in goal for Sheffield Wednesday was doing well. This goal here, I mean, yeah, Wiedwald this time has the defense is outraged. Wiedwald is outraged. And rightly so. That is a goal that you should not be conceding. If you're giving away the ball in your own penalty box, you just deserve to concede, I believe. And Ayling, I think there was the man at fault. I think he gave the ball away, not clearing it in time. A very uncharacteristic thing for him to do. Ronaldo Vieira trying to get the team back in the game there with a bit of an inspirational little dribbling run there. Ayling probably trying to make up for what he did. Puts the ball in. Vieira off of him onto Lasogga, and he does put it in the back of the net. Very instinctual finish there from Lasogga. That is just striker's instincts, just sticking a foot out. Vieira's obviously going for the shot here. He's not trying to put it back in. He's just misconnect big time, and it falls to Lasogga, and it is a bit of a lucky goal, but we do take it. To the end of the game here, where Sheffield Wednesday going on one last attack in the 88th minute. Forestieri through to Hooper, and it is a 3-1 scoreline going towards the end of the game. It was just such a gut-wrenching loss, this one, because we haven't conceded 3 goals yet in the season, and Sheffield Wednesday made us look very average at the end of the day, and that is just not something that you want to ever be feeling. The statistics definitely weren't one-sided. We weren't completely dominated, but they definitely took their opportunities when they got them. Very difficult to pick the points in a losing side, but Lasogga picked up 3, Phillips picked up 2, and Ayling picked up 1 point. That brings us to today's feature game of the episode as we host Reading, guys. That is the lineup that I'm going with today. Ben Woodburn comes in, Connor Chaplin comes in, and Jorge Sainz comes in as well. Or just Jorge. Just Jorge. I think that's what we're going with. Let's hope that we can take down Reading. They're not an easy opponent, but we are at home, and I do feel our chances, although we are coming off of a pretty hefty loss to Sheffield Wednesday. Reading now, starting to attack a little bit. Great tackle from Ayling, though. Fantastic, solid defending, as per usual. Woodburn, nicely done. Can he make this into a counter-attack? He can. He was getting his shirt pulled, but he's still going to run with it. He's going to try and make something out of this, and the ball was just not up to standard, but Saïs nearly does something with it, nearly creating something out of nothing. Unfortunately, the keeper was ready for it. Reading now on the attack. The game all of a sudden now has heated up. It was so cagey in the first half an hour, all of a sudden it's end-to-end stuff. Connor Chaplin, nice work to get the ball back there. He's got Woodburn inside of him, he's going to use him. Not many options, though, going forward. It falls to Ronaldo Vieira. He sees the option back to Woodburn. Saïs now, he's going to chip it in. Unfortunately, nothing is doing. Woodburn heads it down for Connor Chaplin, who did a nice touch there. Gets the ball on his left, his preferred foot. Unfortunately, there were no options, and Reading just scrambling defensively very well there. And again, Saïs puts it on his right. Nice work from Samu. Saïs into the top corner. What a finish right before half-time. Beautifully done, and maybe after his quiet performances over the past couple of weeks, he's back into his best form. He grabbed 2 man of the match performances. That's the only points he's put up in the Billy Bremner Awards, and now all of a sudden he's coming up trumps. Very, very lively so far in this game. He's probably been one of the better players, and that is picture perfect, that finish. Top corner, upper Benjamin's, if I've ever seen it. And he makes it 1-0 right before half-time. What a play from Saïs. Obviously, doesn't want to get forgotten in this Billy Bremner award race. Good work from Jansson. What a tackle that is. And look at him, charging forward now, Pontus Jansson. But he has found Saïs from range. Goes near post, and a good save by the keeper. Who's there to retrieve it? Pontus Jansson is. And I think he might have given away the goal kick accidentally by trying a little bit too hard there. Oh, what the hell happened there? There's been a headbutt battle there, and Reading have nearly taken advantage of that. I don't know what happened there. One of our players completely taken out. And Reading nearly taking advantage of that. Very easily could have been 1-1 and reminding us that we are in the lead, but this game can change at any point. Saiss on his right foot again, nicely turned, goes across goal, and this guy all of a sudden has a fire lit under his ass. Fantastic finish. Saiss is just trying to embarrass the goalkeeper a little bit here. 2 long-range efforts back across goal. Fantastic finish. Both finishes really, really good. I mean, that is straight down the bottom corner. That is, even if the keeper was fully stretched and dived in time, he was not reaching that. 2 unsavable efforts from Saiss here, and you gotta feel sorry for the Reading goalkeeper. But my word, this guy all of a sudden is playing like a man possessed. Ronaldo Vieira now. Charging forward, just surging forward. Puts it on his right foot as well. He's going to try and play that through to Saiss. Alioski with the recovery. Vieira to Saiss for a third. And he fizzes it over the crossbar. Oh, yes. Saiss fantastically done. Chipping it over. Trying to be unselfish. Not worrying about his hat-trick. Finds Sacco. Plenty of stamina in the tank for the man off the bench. Sacco, nice touch through on his left. Fizzes it across the ground. A bit of a weird one. It wasn't really fizzing, but it did P-roll a little bit. I'm not sure. I think it's taken a deflection there. Yeah, they did. They gave it a corner, and that's obviously what they've given it for. A bit of a deflection. And maybe one last opportunity for Saiss to pick up a goal. There it is, full time. At the end of the game, it is a 2-0 win. And it was 2 goals for our attacking mid, Samuel Saiss. Fantastic performance from him individually. I'm sure he's gotten the man of the match, but there were very good performances all across the board. I think the team played very, very well, and although Reading did show that they could have had a couple goals in them, I think we did well to hold them off, and I'm very happy with the clean sheet. 5 shots, 4 on target with 51% possession to Reading's 4 shots, 1 on target, 49% possession, but one of their shots off of target would have counted as that post when they hit the upright. So 1 shot on target and they hit the upright once as well. So not a bad performance from Reading, to be honest, but I thought we held our possession pretty decently. We defended quite well and we took our opportunities when we had them. Okay, so I knew that Ronaldo Vieira played very well and he was probably my man of the match, but I was not expecting EA to give him the man of the match. 0.1 better than Saiss was Ronaldo Vieira. Got 1 of the assists, but overall he was very, very good. He won the ball back fantastically. We'll go through his statistics right now. He did get himself, obviously, the assist. He didn't have any shots, but 14 of 17 passes completed, 10 out of 10 dribbles completed, so he was on the ball a lot. And he won 2 of 2 tackles. He also made a couple interceptions as well. He was fantastic. So he's gotten the man of the match. I'm very, very sure I know who's gonna get the 2 points. I think it'll be quite unanimous that the man that scored 2 goals should probably get the 2 points. So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to give Vieira 3 points. We're going to give Saiss 2 points. And you guys are going to vote on who gets the extra point. There will be a couple of options in the top right corner. Again, the vote for 1 point is pretty obvious as well, I would say, but maybe you guys have a different opinion from me. So you guys will be voting on the 1 point for this match, and I'm not going to have a say because I already know who's going to get the 2 point vote. Surely it's going to be Saiss. 2 goals scored in this game, 2 cracking long shots, and I'm pretty sure you guys would vote for that. So in the top right corner, who was your man of the match apart from Ronaldo Vieira and Saiss? Who gets your extra 1 point for today's game? By the way, fantastic performance from Vieira, his best performance of the season, and this is what I've wanted from him the whole season. Finally, he's stepped up, and I'm actually very, very happy to see him put in such a great performance. So at the end of today's episode, guys, this is what we have for the league table. Currently sitting in 2nd position, just behind Wolverhampton Wanderers. I say just behind, but it is a 4-point gap. They've got 10 wins and 2 losses to their name, and they seem to be potentially one of the front runners for the league. Norwich are in 3rd with Middlesbrough in 4th. Brentford, a bit of a drop-off for them today's episode, coming in 5th. And QPR rounds off the last playoff spot in 6th. A couple of people maybe fighting for those playoff spots include Birmingham City, Hull City, Reading, Sunderland, Derby, and even Cardiff, I would say. Those teams look like they could potentially be fighting for that position. We did suffer a loss in today's episode, guys, our second loss of the season to Sheffield Wednesday. As you can see, Sheffield Wednesday aren't even doing that great, despite being an okay team in real life, currently sitting in 15th position, so a bit of an embarrassing loss to them, but we did bounce back with a massive win in the last game there. And in terms of the Billy Bremner Award, this is what it looks like. Calvin Phillips at the top of the table with 11 points, followed by O'Kane with 10, and Saiz is still in third position with 8. He probably should have had 9. He probably feels like he deserved that man of the match and probably deserves 9. Unfortunately, he's only on 8 after Vieira was the man of the match, guys. So that's what the top 3 looks like. No more tied players for the moment. 3 standalone players at the moment, all playing integral roles in the team right now. All 3 technically midfielders as well. So maybe that says something about how this team is operating. But that is it, guys. That is the end of today's episode. If you did enjoy it, make sure you do leave a like on the video. If you haven't subscribed already, definitely go ahead and do so for more career mode content, guys. But that's it, guys. I'm gonna get up out of here. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. I hope you did enjoy today's video, and I hope you're enjoying the series. I hope you had a good day. I'll see you guys in the next one very soon. Keep it real.